After the initial mobile war on the Western Front, holding on to captured ground proved to be a challenging task. Frontlines combines conquest and rush in a symmetrical head-on engagement, where the contested front line can move in both directions. During the first phase, each side fight over a chain of objectives. Only one of the objectives is active at once. Conquering an objective allows that faction to advance closer to the enemy base. Once a faction loses the flag objective closest to their base, they will have to defend the 2 telegraph posts inside the base. Artillery called in from the telegraphs can be used against the attackers. The phase ends when both telegraph posts have been destroyed, or when the attackers have run out of reinforcements. A failed telegraph attack will revert to the initial flag objectives phase, where the factions continue fighting for access to their bases. The game ends when one faction has destroyed both enemy telegraph posts, or when the time runs out.
More information on the They Shall Not Pass DLC for Battlefield 1. This time we're looking at the Frontlines game mode, that's the new one coming with this DLC, but also a look at one of the maps called Rupture and potentially one of the new weapons coming as well. Let's get into it. Starting off with the new game mode, Frontlines. We knew about this before the video, that it was going to be a mixture of conquest and rush. But now we have a very handy diagram to help us understand the back and forth motion of this mode. The round starts with a conquest-style flag capture system, where the 2 factions need to fight over that single flag. Once the flag is won or lost, the front line moves and a new fight starts for the next flag. If one team pushes back the other one far enough, the team winning needs to infiltrate the headquarters of the losing team and destroy 2 telegraph posts, very similar to the rush game mode. Once both of these telegraph posts are destroyed, the match is over. However, if the winning team fails to take both of the telegraph posts by running out of reinforcements, as in Rush, the game returns back to the conquest-style tug-of-war. The only way to end a round of Frontlines is to destroy both telegraph posts or the timer running down to 0. It sounds really interesting, and it reminds me very much of Carrier Assault from Battlefield 4 Naval Strike DLC, where you needed to control conquest points before breaching the aircraft carrier of the enemy team and then destroying 2 MCOM stations placed inside it. In fact, it sounds almost exactly the same, but with that World War I twist of the front line. I'm very excited to try this one out. Now on to the highlights of the video, the gameplay of the map Rupture. This is one of the 2 larger French countryside maps, and this is the one that is absolutely covered in red poppies. Now I think it looks very similar to St. Quentin Scar and Giant Shadow, and the overview of the map here gives me much more confidence that there will be lots of cover for the infantry to use. That's something that on Giant Shadow was very difficult to come by for infantry players. St. Quentin Scar overall is a very balanced map, and if this map here is going to be anything similar to those 2 mixed together, I like the French countryside maps in Battlefield 1, so I think I'm going to be happy with this map as well. We also got a very brief look at the new assault tank as well. This is called the Chamond. Now, we don't see any direct gameplay of it, but the tank does look very flat, very low to the ground, and it seems to move quite quickly, similar to what I'd expect the light tank to be moving at. Now, it is an assault tank, so potentially moving fast is one of its benefits, but I think in real life it was actually one of the slowest tanks of the First World War, but it was one of them that was the most deadly when used in the right situation. So it'd be nice to see how the developers have balanced it here in Battlefield 1. Something very small here, I spotted this, the loadout for the scout down at the bottom of the screen. Why is the saber icon showing up as a melee weapon? Maybe it's just a placeholder, but it could be something more. I guess we'll need to wait for some proper gameplay to find out whether we can use the saber as proper infantry in the They Shall Not Pass DLC. And finally, the most interesting part of the video for me, this clip right here.
Each side fight over a chain of objectives. Only one of the objectives...
Not very long at all, but I didn't recognise the fire pattern of that weapon whatsoever. And I think that is the brand new Ribbe-Rolls carbine. Not SMG, carbine. See here for an image of the weapon in real life, you can see a firing pin on the right hand side, and there's a circular end to the barrel before it connects to the stock. And the fact that in the game, it's firing fully auto and much faster than what I'd expect the Shosho machine gun to fire at, I'm pretty confident this is the Ribbe-Rolls carbine. And that is all I've got for you today. As always, keeping you guys up to date and in the know on all things Battlefield 1. Let me know what you think of all of this, the new game mode, the new weapon, the new tank, and the new map, all down below in the comments section, and I'll be reading through as many as I can. But until next time, my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.